Morning, everyone. My name is Malavika, and I'm a student of Asia Mercantile and Maritime Academy. This mail reading session is a part of our ongoing education. My topic for today is Adani's Colombo entry turns India's transshipment ambitions on its head. So, Adani Ports and Special Economic Zones Limited, that is APSEZ, has decided to take up an agreement with the Colombo port for the development of their West Container Terminal. This has actually raised many concerns for the Indian government because Adani Ports has also taken up an agreement to develop a transshipment hub in India. These concerns have actually risen before in a similar situation. So this situation actually occurred in February of 2005 when DP World, that is Dubai Port World, signed an agreement with the Indian government to develop a Vallarpadam transshipment hub. By March of 2006, DP World had actually acquired P&O ports and many of their global assets, which also included a 16.25% stake in the South Asian Gateway Terminal of Colombo Port. This actually caused concerns for the government, for the Indian government, as the Indian government felt that DP World will not be able to develop the Vallarpadam transshipment hub to its full potential, as Vallarpadam and Colombo would have been competitors. Even the DP World executives felt that they would not be able to manage both Vallarpadam and Colombo port effectively and efficiently, so they decided to sell their stake to the highest stakeholder of the Colombo port, and they withdrew themselves completely from Colombo port. Now, now that Adani Port is also doing the same thing, they're also acquired an agreement to develop the terminal in Colombo Port. At the same time, they have an agreement to build a transshipment hub in Viriniyam near Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala. So the government is actually having the same concerns that they will not be able to develop the transshipment hub in India to its full potential. But many port consultants are saying that since the situation has changed from 2006, the government need not worry about such causes. Now, Adani Port's decision to take up the development of the West Container Terminal in Colombo is not actually, it's not for transshipment business reasons. It's more of a geopolitical reason. The reason is that most of India's cargo, especially India's transshipment cargo, is being handled at Colombo Port. It is known that more than 70% of Colombo Port's transshipment containers are originating from India or destined to India. So it makes more sense for an Indian business entity to take up the development of the West Container Terminal. Now, if India did not step up with the development of this West Container Terminal, some other nation would have taken up this responsibility. There's a high chance that China would have actually taken up this responsibility. China already has many investments in Sri Lanka. So if China comes and takes up the agreement for the development of the West Container Terminal, it would actually impact India both politically and strategically. Many port consultants have also stated that India had a very good opportunity for development of the transshipment business about a decade ago. This was actually during the time when Colombo port was experiencing a container crunch. That means they weren't able to handle the container capacity. But at that time, India's rules and regulations did not support transshipment business. India also had a cabotage rule which did not allow non-Indian flagged vessels to transport cargo between Indian ports. So all of these factors actually stopped the transshipment business from happening. The Indian government was also very indecisive about easing up on the cabotage law. It is only recently that the Indian government decided to ease up on the cabotage law. But by this time, the Colombo port had actually increased the capacity of cargo handling and also increased their efficiency. So India actually lost a very good opportunity for development of its transshipment business. Another reason that India could not develop this transshipment is because India does not have a deep draft in most of its ports. So it does not allow for large ships to come in. Also, if the Colombo port's port handling charges is considerably cheaper as compared to Vallarpadam's port handling charges. This is there's also the fact that Colombo port has been building more terminals and handling more cargo, which allows them to lower their port handling charges. So this has actually widened the gap between Vallarpadam and Colombo's port handling charges. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi had on March of 2nd had unveiled the Maritime India Vision of 2030. According to this vision, it has clearly laid down some blueprints for the development of India's transshipment business. So according to this Maritime India Vision of 2030, India is actually losing around 200 to 220 million US dollars in revenue due to the loss of transshipment business. Now, if we also have to consider the fact that India is also losing cost in terms of payment of port handling charges to the transshipment hubs. India is actually paying around 80 to 100 US dollars per 20-foot equivalent units. Also, also most of India's transshipment cargo is being handled outside of India in Port Klang, the Colombo port, and Singapore ports. So all of this actually causing India to lose money instead of saving cost and gaining revenue. According to the Maritime India Vision of 2030, it has laid down that Viringyam, Kanyakumari port, and the Campbell Bay ports will be developed for transshipment business. The reason that these three areas have been chosen is that they're actually only a 6 to 10 nautical mile deviation from the Suez Canal route. That means there's only a half an hour to a 1 hour difference. Also, they're in a perfect location for Asia, Europe, Asia, Africa, and Asia, US routes. The Adani ports have decided that they will be developing West Container Terminal in such a way that it will also support the 7 ports that are managed by Adani ports in the Indian coastline. So there are many so by developing the West Container Terminal by Adani Port, it will also bring in revenue for the government. So it is said that this partnership between India and the Colombo Port will actually bring in many benefits for both India and Sri Lanka. That is all about my topic. Thank you.
Congratulations, Malavika. Outperforming. Highly informative talk from a student like you is greatly appreciated. I wish all the students, who are listening to this fantastic talk to give a big round of applause. May I request all of you to give a big round of applause. This was a enchanting experience. In fact, a fantastic presentation by Malavika.